Okay, hey guys, in today's video I'm going to share with you my experience on where to stay when you arrive in Playa del Carmen in Quintana Roo, Mexico. So I guess first off I just want to say, out of the 13 something cities I visited in Mexico, I've never seen so many beautiful women concentrated in one small area. Playa del Carmen had both beautiful local women as well as beautiful women from abroad, from other countries that were visiting or staying there. So for example, there were women from Israel, women from Argentina, women from Colombia, or just Mexican women from other parts of Mexico, and all of them were fine as hell. I couldn't count how many times I had to turn my head just from sitting at a cafe for half an hour. Playa del Carmen is absolutely fantastic. So if you Google Playa del Carmen, it looks something like this. So from a high level view, in red are our important transportation hubs. We have two ADIO bus terminals and the Ultramar ferry port to Cozumel. So if you follow my cursor that is in C and blue, this is ADIO terminal turistica. The second ADIO is up here, ADIO central, and then Ultramar ferry is at the very bottom. Ultramar ferry to Cozumel is located here at this little square that is poking out from the coast. I prefer the ADIO terminal turistica that's down here, because if you stay down here, you're strategically near both the ADIO bus terminal and the Ultramar ferry to Cozumel. So you can walk 5 minutes with your luggage when you arrive. You can walk to your accommodation, and when you depart, you don't need to pay for a taxi or arrange any transportation. You're within walking distance from the ADIO bus terminal if you use the ADIO terminal turistica. Taxis here will charge you an arm and a leg, so you want to be strategic with where your accommodation is. Next is these two pink lines that I've highlighted here. In the pink are our two main walking streets where most people will be walking on foot in the daytime and at nighttime. In these two pink lines, in these two streets, which are called 10th Avenida Night, and then the second is called Quinta Avenida. In these two streets, this is where most activity stores and restaurants are lined up. It's very well lit and very nice. They're both two very nice streets to walk and explore on foot by. Three major shopping malls. So first is down here, Paseo del Carmen shopping mall, where my cursor is hovering over. Our second is Calle Corazon. Follow my cursor, it's in the middle. And then the top one, which is Quinta Alegria, which is also where my cursor is hovering over. So you have access to in these malls, you have access to different stores like Telcel, bank ATMs, general shopping needs, and public washrooms. You can also find BBVA and an ATM on its own in this green circle I've highlighted over here where my cursor is hovering. In orange, you have two grocery stores. If you do need to buy something, so the first is Walmart. If you follow my cursor, Walmart's located here, and the second is Mega Soriana, which is up here where my cursor is also hovering. I've also highlighted a popular street for street food amongst locals in an orange line down here. So here it's right behind not behind. It's to the left of Marley's Coffee. We'll cover coffee shops in a little bit, but this orange line, which is also in front of Park Porto Maya, is where street vendors some of the street vendors are located, as well as a popular place for locals. You see locals eating here every night. Next is in blue, you have parks and public gathering spaces that are popular amongst locals. So first is Park Los Fundadores, which is located in the middle between the Adio bus terminal and the Ultramar ferry. In this park, you will always have people in the day and the nighttime. Sometimes at night there are events and live performances that happen here. Your second public gathering park is near Palacio Municipal de Playa del Carmen. Here it's less busy. There's not much going on here aside from having places to sit and chill. When I did pass this park, there were locals that just sat and either were eating food or just hanging out there. And then I've also highlighted a third blue circle here, Lavanderia Garcia, just for reference. If you guys need a laundry place to clean your clothes, this is the one I used, and I had no problems there. It was pretty cheap. I think I paid 70 pesos. In brown are the coffee shops where you can work or grab a coffee at. So I've highlighted two brown ones here. The first is Cacao Chocolate Cafe, and then second is Marley's Coffee, which is located here where my cursor is hovering. So if you stay in Zona Turistica, the two immediate ones you can access are these two coffee shops here. So my accommodation, when I was in Playa del Carmen, I stayed at Solidaridad del Carmen, where my cursor is currently located. And I've also stayed at Lesoto 2.5. So in this street, Calle 2, NTE was the street that I stayed at, and I had quick access to two coffee shops. So this street, I would also if I was to recommend a friend, Calle 2 night was a perfect location to stay at because you had quick access to two coffee shops as well as access to the two pink streets that I've highlighted, and it's close to the Adio bus terminal, which is this red circle here, as well as a 5-minute walk to the Ultramar ferry port to lead to Cozumel. So this Calle 2 NTE street was a sweet spot. I highly recommend staying on that street. Okay, so what was I talking about? So yeah, but aside from these two coffee shops, there's plenty of coffee shops that are lined up along these two pink streets that I noted. There's also other places like McDonald's that sells coffee, so you're not short of coffee options. But the two that I wanted to shout out was Cacao and Marley Cafe, which are I think more local types of coffee shops. So in purple, here in purple you have the clubbing scene, notable clubs based on local recommendations and talking to locals. The young crowd really enjoys Santino Playa. Coco Bongo is another popular club. And then along this purple line essentially kind of highlights the main clubbing street. And the main clubbing street is actually where the H&M store is located. The clubbing street is facing the H&M store. And then what else is there? Oh yeah, and then of course, staying in Zona Turistica, you have direct access to the beach. So in Cyan Blue, I've highlighted the coast, the beach side, so you can easily access this beach at each block. There's a street that connects to the beach from each block. You can kind of see it on Google Maps as well. If you zoom in, you see this white this white line, like these white thicker lines essentially represents the access way to the yellow beachy sands. So Google kind of does a good job of representing that. So that's why I recommend staying near the Adio terminal turistica, because down here you're strategically and conveniently located close to the Ultramar ferry. So you know, it's Cozumel is a close by island, and it's a nice place to visit. So staying here, you have access to the Ultramar ferry port, you have access to the 2 walking streets, as well as you have direct access to the beach. It took me 25 minutes to explore, to walk from here all the way up and then all the way back. So 25 minutes up and then 25 minutes back. So you can explore most of this turistica zone within the hour. And it's a nice walk. It's a nice zone. A lot of things to see. A lot of people and a lot of, I guess, a lot of opportunities to interact with locals as well as meet new people. So that brings us to the end of the video. If you guys found this video helpful, consider giving it a like. Consider subscribing if you want to stay tuned for future videos you might find useful. If you know anyone who might be traveling to Playa del Carmen, consider sharing the video because it might be of help to them. And if you have any tips or comments in regards to Playa del Carmen, I would love to read them in the comments below. And thanks again for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.